So today we have a special treat. We're here at the Milton Fruit Center with Jessica Benson, who's the director here for wines, and we're going to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day wines for our Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah.
So Jess has been kind enough to bring out a bunch of different ones for us to have a quick taste of, and for her to let us know a little bit about them so that you can pair what we're preparing perfectly for your Valentine's Day treat.
Yeah.
But before we get started, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about the Fruit Center wine selection here, if you could tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So we only have wine in the Milton store.
Okay.
So the Hingham store is a separate tenant, but my boss, Tim Paulus, the director of the department, has been doing the wine selection and buying for about 8 years now. He started the department straight out of culinary school.
Yep.
And he has a phenomenal selection, and something about the traffic in this store and the people that come through here, we sell the most wine per square foot because we're very tiny out of anywhere in the eastern part of the state. So with that, it's unbelievable. I had no idea when I came to work here.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought, hey, I like that store and it's close to my house.
Hey, I like standing here.
Yeah.
I feel very comfortable here.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, well, I like wine, and that would be really fun to sell. But it's so great because, you know, we have phenomenal salespeople that are able to give us these wonderful deals. And because we are a grocery store, we have great wines that are $7.99. We have great wines that are $50. You know, it's an awesome range, whether you're doing something mellow, like just dinner in, or whether you're having like kind of a splurgy, like fun
special
night.
event. Yeah. And that's what she's done here. She's given us a range of some really affordable wines as well as some splurge wines. So why don't we start?
Yeah, let's get started. So when I think romance, I always think about wine, right? Wine, there's something just really kind of intimate about sharing a bottle of wine and a good conversation with somebody.
Agreed.
Whether it's a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or a partner, whatever. I have Prosecco, which is probably one of the most festive, growing in popularity types of wine out there today. Prosecco is a sparkling white wine from Italy, usually made from the Gala grape. And a lot of them come from the Veneto region. Okay. And this one in particular comes in this really cute bottle that says, I love you, in all these different languages.
And what is this called?
This is called Villa Yolanda.
Okay. And the price tag on this one?
This is $9.99.
Oh, totally affordable.
Yeah. Villa Yolanda, what they do, depending on the season, is they put together a little decorative bottle. At the winter time, it's like a little snow frosted house and pine trees.
Show this.
And for Valentine's, they do this really cute little hot air balloon made out of hearts and the words "I love you" in a bunch of different languages.
All right,
so
let's try that. Cheers. That's nice. Very light.
Very light. So what's nice about Prosecco is it's low alcohol, right? So this is a perfect thing to start off the night with.
Perfect.
And nice effervescent, little bit of residual sweetness. This is a classic, what we call an aperitif, something to kind of wet your whistle, get started.
Okay.
Right?
Now let's go high end.
Let's go high end. So what I have
Shame.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What I have for the high end is the Laurent Perrier Brut Champagne.
Okay.
This is a champagne house. A lot of people don't know this, so I'll explain it as briefly as I possibly can. A lot of people use champagne as a generic name for sparkling wine, but really it only comes from one place,
one region
in France.
Yep.
It's a very traditional method, very closely guarded, very specific, and it spends a lot of time in the bottle. And there's a little bit of aging in the cellar, and when wine takes up real estate, the price tag goes higher. So typical champagnes are going to be in the $30 to $40 price range, some much, much higher. Some, you know, you probably won't find them lower than like $31.99, maybe at New Year's when there's a sale. This right now is on sale for $32.99. Okay. Typically you'll find this at about $39.99.
Okay.
And this is probably one of my favorite champagnes in the world.
Really?
And, you know, us in the industry, we like to call it LP, as a little bit of a nickname.
Oh, really? That's my son's nickname.
So I love.
I will still remember that.
I love LP because it's just a beautiful expression of classic champagne style. It's very, very elegant and delicious right now. And you could age this for indefinitely.
That's really good. Really good.
You know, there are some other brands out there that are more recognizable, but
with
this right here,
orange labels,
nameless.
Yeah,
and this is just my favorite, and I never dump champagne, so it's just sort of a personal rule.
Too, but I really like this girl. I really like her a lot. Yeah.
We know what we're doing around here. All right, so the third wine I want to tell you about is a rosé.
Yep.
Rosé typically is a seasonal release. It's meant to be drank in the summer, meant to be drank fresh and young. Fortunately, we have this phenomenal one that we can get year-round. It's Mulderbrosh. It's from South Africa, and it's 100% Cabernet. So I thought rosé is kind of fun for Valentine's, not only because it's sort of just really food friendly and very versatile, and it's pink.
Yeah. Well, it's also very trendy too, right?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely like what I like to call rosé is the comeback kid of wine. Like, it's come back around to being respectable. It's not these saccharine white Zinfandels that people were used to through the 70s and 80s. It's
we
finally
had a lot of Parmesan in our house.
Yeah. This is not Nana's pink wine. Yeah. This is like really just a fresh. What I like to tell people about rosé is it has that sort of brightness of a white wine, so it's refreshing, but a little bit of the complexity of a red, which makes it perfect for food. This would pair with salmon. This would pair with roast chicken. This would pair with burgers, barbecue.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And it's nice. It's very light.
Really, fresh.
Very, very light.
Light pink fruit, watermelon, strawberry.
Delicious.
Yeah.
All right, now it's my turn, Jess.
All right.
I'm very excited, plus reds are my thing. So what do we got here?
All right, so first red I'm going to do is the Lechuza Garnacha. Okay. This is 100% old vine Garnacha from Spain. And what I love about Spanish reds is not only are they a tremendous value in the market, they're also just so approachable and food friendly. This is an uncomplicated $10 red. This is a classic weeknight wine for me, right? Okay. Pair it with pizza, takeout, anything. This is dry but not totally grippy dry, fruit forward but not too juicy. Okay. It's just a really nice bottle.
Okay.
So,
well, yeah.
Cheers.
It to me. Cheers.
I'm already going in for it.
Jess, that's delicious, and I like that you call it a weeknight wine because wine is not just for the weekends, people. No. Weeknights. It's good for you.
Yeah,
and it is good for you, actually.
It is good for you. It's filled with antioxidants. And if you're drinking on a weeknight, you don't really want to throw down $20. You want to throw down 10. Or if you're trying something new, you want a safe bet. I think 10 and under is always kind of like, I tell people, I'm like, don't worry. If you bet on it, if you don't like it, you spent $10.
Right.
If you do like it, you have a new wine that you like that's $10.
There you go. I like it.
So
it's all about discovery. That's what life is really about.
You've got to explore. And the only way to learn about wine is to taste and taste and taste. It's a really hard job, but
this is
somebody's got to do it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, what do we got next?
Okay, the other red that I brought in is one of my favorite bottles, just aesthetically. Francis Coppola makes a lot of great wines at great price points.
Yep.
And this is the Diamond Series Claret. Claret's a British term for a Bordeaux-style blend, so it's Cabernet-based.
Okay.
A little bit of Petit Verdot and a little bit of Merlot.
All right.
So what those do is they just kind of soften out the red a little, and this is what we would call a sluggable red wine. Price point is $17.99. So I did this on Christmas Eve with prime rib. This was my house pour.
Yeah.
Because it's Christmas Eve, so I'm not afraid to
where's
spend
my invite for Christmas Eve?
$18.
Slug some, some claret on Christmas Eve.
So here is the Coppola Claret, and it's just a really cool bottle, and it's a great wine.
Oh, this is my favorite so far. I actually have a bottle of this at home.
It's wonderful.
And it's in the wine rack, and I'm saving it.
Yeah. It is so good, so versatile, right? You can pair this with a big fat steak, like a classic Cabernet pairing, but it's also kind of soft enough in the tannins that you could pair it with a pork roast or even something more casual like barbecue if you're just kind of chilling.
Right.
It's a great, great wine. Really, really a big fan of this red.
Me too, and I'm not putting it out, so there you have it. Okay, Jess, what do we got next?
All right.
I think this is dessert time, isn't it?
Final one in the lineup. Yep, we've gone from our light sparklers all the way to our decadent sticky sweet dessert wine. This is the Trentadue Chocolate Amore. It's California raised Merlot. And then the wine is actually fortified with grape spirits, much like a port. Okay. So it has that sort of heavier viscosity and a little bit more of a dried fruit quality. And then what they do is they enhance it with natural chocolate flavors. So basically the rep for this wine always says it's if a glass of red wine and a Hershey's Kiss had a baby.
Oh, that's so
and
sweet.
It literally does taste exactly like a Hershey's Kiss. It's got that just classic American milk chocolate style, and then a little bit of the sticky Merlot.
I'm intrigued by this because I'll be honest, this is not. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm going to give it a whirl. So.
It sounds a little weird. It's
Yeah.
not as gross as you'd think. Because red wine and chocolate goes so well together.
Right.
And this is kind of cool. I mean, it's definitely a treat. Like, you wouldn't
Right.
level your glass with this and
Right,
slug
right.
back one. You
This is
just,
not sluggable wine.
You've got to sip. And all dessert wine is really sippable. It's
Right.
just meant to kind of like extend your time at the table at the end of the night,
Okay.
enjoy some conversation, sip a couple. And then the other cool thing you can
Oh,
do with
it
this
smells like chocolate.
is drizzle it right over a dish of chocolate ice cream for a dessert.
Okay, let's see what we got here. It does taste exactly like a Hershey Kiss.
Exactly like
you know
a
what?
Hershey's
And I
Kiss.
have to say, I agree with you. I don't think I would want to drink this. I absolutely would like it over some vanilla ice.
Right.
Really good vanilla bean ice cream.
You could even reduce it into like a bittersweet hot fudge, and that would be kind of really
that
cool.
would be delicious.
Yeah. I mean, get crazy with the wines. Do whatever you want with them. But this, some people that really like that kind of sweet
Right.
spot would sip this. Others incorporate it into a dish. Reduce it, put it over the ice cream,
Right.
whatever. It's it's just kind of fun. It's got the word amore in it. It's fun for Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's. It's a little cheesy, right? So we'll get a little cheesy with it.
So instead, we're going to go wine and chocolate. Forget the cheese.
Yeah, no cheese.
Well, thank you, Jess.
You're
this
welcome.
was awesome.
So happy to
Cheers.
do it. Thanks.
Okay, so we're going to do a really simple, easy peasy Valentine's dessert. And based on one of the wines that Jess just showed us,
All right.
which is the dessert wine, the Chocolate Amore.
That is not what I'm drinking.
No, it's not one of the lovely ones that Jess has given us. But what I will say is, so this is, as she mentioned in her segment, a very sweet wine. It's as if red wine and Hershey's Kiss got together and had a baby kind of thing.
Because it is Valentine's Day.
It is.
Love is in the air.
So Alex, what I'm gonna have you do is just put into these glasses just a little bit of chocolate ice cream. Go with a regular chocolate ice cream. And what I did is I took about a little over a half a cup of this dessert wine and boiled it down until it was half of its size. Okay. So it took about 5 or 6 minutes, I would say?
If that.
If that, exactly. So what that does is it gets rid of a lot of the alcohol that's in it, and it makes it more syrupy, so it's a little bit more like an adult hot fudge, if you will. So, but it's
a nice way of putting
it.
That is
Yeah. And then what I did also is we just did a couple of chocolate shavings. I would recommend doing a dark chocolate because, as we've also previously noted, dark chocolate pairs so well with a red wine. And again, this is really an adult dessert.
Yeah.
No children are allowed. So what I'm just going to do is pour a little bit of this over it. You don't want to put too much because I think it will really overpower. Yeah. And Jen, if you want to put some of these, a little bit on there. And it's something where you're not killing yourself because it's Valentine's Day, and really Valentine's Day is about spending time with the one you love, not time in the kitchen.
No, and I have to say I'm very much looking forward to this because the wine was it wasn't gross, but it's not something I would drink a whole lot, but the smell of this it's very chocolatey.
It is, absolutely. So give it a whirl.
Okay. I got a big thing of wine in this too. It tastes almost like a cherry chocolate, doesn't it? And I don't really, because I don't like cherry chocolate, but this is good.
But I think because the wine has so many cherry notes in it as well. Don't I sound like a professional?
You do.
I know. 1 hour with Jess and I'm like completely know what I'm talking about when it comes to wines.
And I love the shavings.
I do too.
I know, it
It's
sounds
just
so simple, but
Right.
the
classes the joint up a bit, doesn't it?
It
Yes.
does pair well
With wine.
with our wine.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day.
Cheers.